Hello everyone and welcome to the Green Man channel. Hope you're doing good and well. So for today's review, I'm reviewing an EP. This is the latest release from Spiritbox, The Fear of Fear, which came out today via Pale Chord and Rise Records. And the EP is 6 tracks and 25 minutes in length. So Spiritbox, I would wonder where you've been if you've not heard of Spiritbox. I think they have, well, they're not exactly a mainstream band, but they have quite a widespread appeal. They've become very popular in the last, I'd say, 2 or 3 years, for a number of reasons. I think that they have marketed themselves very, very well. Their music is sort of, it's not all super accessible. It's still, they use a lot of metalcore elements, progressive metal, gent metal elements in their music. But, there are pop sensibilities in their music, which also gives them a bit of appeal to a more wide audience than they otherwise necessarily would. Also, you may remember, I think it was Harper, a girl that performed on America's Got Talent, performed a Holy Roller, their single, their very successful single, which I think also pushed them out there, their music a little bit more, or at least got people familiar with that sort of sound of Spiritbox, or at least the darker, heavier side of Spiritbox. So I do think they've been somewhat out there more than your sort of average maybe modern metal bands, and in the limelight a little bit more, helped by just the sheer abundance of talent in this band. Let's be honest, let's not fool ourselves. This is a band who are extremely talented. I mean, Courtney LaPlante's vocal range is just immense. I mean, she can sing, she can growl, she can do just about anything as a vocalist in Spiritbox. Mike Stringer, I think, is just a riff machine. The guy, I think, is another incredibly talented member of this band. You have newly joined this time on the bass guitar, Josh Gilbert, and you have Seb Rosenberg on the drums. And between them, I think this is a band with a huge amount of potential. Now, something I do want to say about Spiritbox before I talk too much about the new EP, although it's all relevant to what I'm going to say about the new EP as well, is that I think this is a band with unfulfilled potential. Many of you will say, of course, Eternal Blue was an absolute masterpiece. Now, I think it was a great album, but I'm not sure I would call it a complete masterpiece because I know what this band can do. I mean, think of some of their singles in their early demos. I mean, think of the Mara Effect and what they did with that, right? This is a band who have a huge amount of potential. I still think their masterpiece is still waiting in the wings. I still think we have their best work yet to come because of the sheer talent in this band. For me, that's the thing, though, with this latest EP as well, The Fear of Fear. I think there is still a bit of untapped potential. Yes, there are some absolute bangers on this EP. This EP has some brilliant songs in and of themselves. But as a whole work, I'm still not sure it quite satisfies my appetite for the sound that this band offers. I would love, love, love a full length, which is perhaps feels a bit more fluid, and more sort of well-rounded and concise as a piece of work, which from Spiritbox with Eternal Blue, I thought we had, a lot of great songs, and they like to release a lot of singles before their releases, do Spiritbox. I've noticed that as well, which sometimes kind of slightly lessens the whole effect of an album or of an EP when you get to the release date. And that's also what I slightly found with this, interestingly, as well. But here's the thing, I still love this band. I think I'm loving them more as time goes on. With an opening track like Cellar Door, they are doing themselves absolutely no harm. In fact, I wouldn't mind 10 tracks like Cellar Door in a doom metal, dark, despairing Spiritbox album. I want that now. I would absolutely love that. And Cellar Door is, for me, maybe my favourite track on the album. It is just completely uncompromisingly heavy. Courtney's low growls or screams are just phenomenal in this track, and everything matches the sort of style. The video for it, incidentally, the single was superb as well, as a slight aside. But yeah, what an opening track. Jaded, the second track, is also an excellent track, with the use of the electronic elements binding together particularly well with the music. Mike Stringer brings out a monster of a riff as well, which certainly helps the track elevate to another level as well. Where the album, I thought, this is what I'm talking about, Too Close, Too Late, I thought was still a good song, but it didn't nearly raise my excitement levels as much as the prior 2 tracks. Angel Eyes had a lot of potential, I thought, really sort of, again, this is more my style of track, I guess, an element of my taste always comes into my reviews, I never deny that. And Angel Eyes, really great sort of breakdown style song. I might have liked it to develop a touch more than it really did in the end, but wow, still a super heavy, dark, low tone track that I thoroughly enjoyed. The Void and Ultraviolet I quite liked. This was more on the poppy side of the band again, more on the Spiritbox light style, if you can call it that. Again, two very good tracks, but not anything that really sort of, for me, raised the bar in the way that Cellar Door and Jaded did towards the start of this release. So overall, I think I'm going to give this album a 7 out of 10. Don't get me wrong, it's really enjoyable. I suppose my favourite tracks are probably going to be Cellar Door, Jaded and Angel Eyes. Yes, the heavier, darker tracks on the album, but I still think that those were the ones that did the most, also musically, that was interesting to me. And so therefore, I would say it was kind of my favourite 3 tracks. But yeah, I think I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this, and are you fans of Spiritbox? What do you think is awaiting us in the future from this band? What direction will they take next? I liked the more darker tendencies of this album, I have to say. It has got me excited for future releases. You know, 7 out of 10 to some is a modest score to me. I still think that's a really good score. So yeah, I'm excited about Spiritbox and what they still have yet to offer us, because I think this is very promising. I did prefer it personally to Rotoscope as well last year. So let me know in the comments what you thought of this one. Otherwise, from me, my next video actually is tomorrow. It's going to be a horror premiere. It's going to be about how I would deal with the, what my chances of survival would be in different horror franchises. So I'd like to think it's mildly entertaining at the very least. So do drop by for that one. Drop a like and a sub, all that stuff, if you are stopping by and you're interested in my channel. It'd be great to hear from you. Otherwise, until next time, bye for now.